Sim Update 12 is right around the corner, and depending on when you're watching this video, it's likely already been released for both PC as well as Xbox. I've personally had the chance to play around with the beta for quite some time now, but if you guys haven't, there's quite a lot to look forward to. So what's new, what's changed, and most importantly, what's been fixed from previous iterations of the sim? All that and much more in today's video. What is going on, guys? Varun from Flyby Simulations here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Before getting into the meat of it all today, I just want to take a second and say thank you to each and every single one of you guys who has subscribed to the channel. We just hit 17,000 subscribers, and though it's only the beginning, I just want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for being part of this journey with me. And if you're a part of the 77% or so that haven't yet subscribed, just do it. I mean, why not? It's free and you get to dictate the direction this channel takes in the long run. Anyways, with that all said, a quick note from our video sponsor before jumping into everything new in Sim Update 12. Now, long-term viewers of the channel might know that I'm not much of a bush pilot or GA aircraft flyer. I love flying large airliners, which usually involves long periods of time where I put the plane on cruise and just kind of sit there. So instead of rotting in front of my monitor for hours on end, I prefer to go out and do things, whether it may be a run, doing my laundry, enjoying a meal outside, but there's always that lingering feeling about how my flight is doing, whether it's all peaceful or if I'm in an uncontrolled nosedive about to kill all of my passengers. Well, with today's sponsor, Asun Remote, you don't have to worry anymore. Asun is a free-to-download application software from macOS, Windows, and Android that allows you to remotely control your PC using your phone. As can be seen here, I can monitor my flight, control the cameras, and even move things around as needed without having to be anywhere near my monitor. And this doesn't just work for games. As a content creator, I get great peace of mind when I can monitor the status of my video being rendered on my editing software, and having the ability to upload videos to YouTube without physically being at my desk or computer is an absolute godsend. The app does allow keyboard customization as well as mouse support, and can also support games up to 144 FPS. So log on to the link in the description section of the video to see all of their expanded payment plans, including a pluggable device that can wake up your PC remotely. Once again, that's Asun Remote, and you can find out more by clicking on the link in the description section of the video. Getting into Sim Update 12, please do keep in mind that I'm recording this video before the update goes out, so there might be some changes with the final version. Regardless, the most up-to-date patch notes for Sim Update 12 will be available in the description section of the video for you to find. With that said, let's start with what's new with Sim Update 12. Well, the highlight feature most console simmers have been waiting for is here: official WASM support. What does this mean? Well, it means developers of complex aircraft and add-ons finally have the ability and native WebAssembly tools to bring said add-ons to the console side as well, meaning more aircraft options should be coming Xbox's way in the near future. Top developers like PMDG, Just Flight, Aerosoft, and many others have already committed to bringing their entire range of aircraft for the sim, so definitely lots to be excited about. Now, before I get people commenting things like, the developers don't care about us, why is it still coming soon and not already here, and so on, I must say that WASM support will still take some time to properly be incorporated within the sim. Planes like the PMDG 737 and so on are very detailed, so certain accommodations must be made to have them available for Xbox in a decent capacity. No matter what people may believe, the console does have certain limitations that need to be catered to, and I'm sure the developers will have to look into this. That being said though, the wheels are indeed in motion, and I'm sure the developers will be allocating their internal resources to capture a chunk of the console market share as well, so expect more aircraft and add-ons in the marketplace soon. In addition, Asobo themselves have also noted that an FAQ document will be published soon after Sim Update 12 is launched regarding WASM support for Xbox users, also allowing you to ask your questions directly to the team to address your concerns. The developers are listening. With all that said about complex aircraft coming to Xbox, the much-awaited Antonov AN-225 will be available to Xbox simmers following the launch of Sim Update 12 as well. The classic international cargo transporter and one-of-a-kind aircraft was a famous flyer aircraft made available to PC users towards the end of February, and a month later will now be available on the official marketplace for $20. Since the restoration and preservation of this classic in real life is of vital significance to the entirety of the aviation community, all proceeds from the sale of this aircraft within the sim will go to the Antonov Corporation directly. So if you're looking for a relatively complex, classic behemoth of an aircraft to fly, while benefiting aircraft restoration efforts at the same time, do make sure to pick this aircraft up in the marketplace. Next up on the list, we have something very exciting. Those of you who've been around since the X-Plane days might be familiar with the Scenery Gateway tool, allowing for detailed, community-made scenery for different regions of the world, including airports, to be made available officially through the sim developer, in this case Asobo themselves. Well, this concept has been part of the community wishlist for a while, and Asobo has confirmed it's being internally tested. The tool within Microsoft Flight Simulator will be called the World Hub. In Asobo developer Martial's own words, the World Hub is a tool that allows people to do some editing to the world, especially on airports. So basically, everybody who sees some discrepancies between what we have in the sim and what is intended should be able to do a tweak using this tool. This means that remote regions of the world that might not get frequent third-party add-ons or world update love can be updated by individual users. Things like taxiway signages, airport layouts, and even some level of terrain and scenery editing in and around the airport might be possible by the users themselves. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I personally hate the night lighting around default airports in the sim. It becomes practically impossible to fly in these regions without third-party add-ons in the evening, so something like this system that can create some decent light maps for airports would be a brilliant addition to the sim. Obviously, Asobo will have to approve these edits and changes before making them available to the wider community, but given the new marketplace pipeline and the additional time and resources they will have at their disposal, this process could be made quick and streamlined. If you don't know what I'm talking about with the marketplace, I've made a full video on how the marketplace is changing forever, so do check it out on the top right hand corner of the screen. How does this all relate to Sim Update 12? Well, starting today, the tool is being finalized and internally tested by 50 people in a closed alpha. If the tool holds up and doesn't present any major challenges or bugs, it will be made available to the community over the next couple days. So now that we've talked about everything new coming to Sim Update 12, let's talk about improvements and changes coming to existing items. Starting off then with installation optimizations. For a long time now, the community has been requesting for the initial updates and installation of the sim to be more streamlined. Starting with Sim Update 12 then, not only will the download speed of the installation manager be improved, but the initial checking for updates screen will also be optimized to significantly lower booting times of the sim. On top of this, certain general improvements have also been made to the overall initial loading times to ensure you can get to the main menu of the sim as quickly as possible. Speaking of optimizations, Sim Update 12 also promises to bring several stability and memory optimizations to ensure better resource utilization throughout your simming experience. Additionally, these optimizations should also help with the sim not crashing as much as it did before. I've personally not encountered much crashing in the past, but if you guys have, then expect it to be fixed with this update. On the aircraft front, there have also been several fixes, changes, and improvements. Now, I'll leave a link to the most up-to-date patch notes for Sim Update 12 in the description section of my video if anyone's interested, but the most notable changes come in the form of multi-engine support and helicopter support. On the helicopter front, overall engine control has now been set to be improved. Furthermore, it is now possible to add and adjust the throttle correlator and engine trimmer as well. The governor in the helicopter can also be switched off within turbine helicopters, and there are more adjustable parameters available to the community via config files to ensure helicopter flying is as accurate as possible. When addressing the engine support, up to 16 engines per aircraft are now natively supported within Microsoft Flight Simulator, instead of the standard 4 that were available prior to the update. On the scenery side of things, with this update, Asobo will be going back to every single scenery enhancement and world update they've published since the simulator first launched, and enhancing them to improve the level of detail, points of interest, and physics and collision of certain objects such as roads and bridges. So go explore these regions once again. There are over 12 world updates to go through, and you should find plenty of improvements to these regions. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, there have been some pretty substantial and subtle improvements made to the weather and live traffic within Sim Update 12. Again, without going into too much detail here, the level of turbulence generated through the various weather systems created in the world has been reduced substantially to ensure accuracy and realism. This includes the generation of thermals through different terrain surfaces like mountains, water bodies, and other protruding terrain features. In my personal experience with the Sim Update 12 beta so far, things like cloud rendering have also been significantly improved. On the live traffic front, aircraft will now follow departure and arrival procedures much better, and several ATC improvements have also been inculcated with Sim Update 12. Once again, a full list of changes has been linked down in the description for you to spot the nitty-gritties of this update, so feel free to do so if you'd like. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we reach the conclusion of today's video. As mentioned towards the start, I am recording this before Sim Update 12 officially goes out, so my information is based on earlier patch notes. If there have been any changes or delays, please find the official and most up-to-date announcement and patch notes for the update in the description section of the video. If you guys enjoyed, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. As usual guys, thanks for watching and thanks for flying by.